Are you somebody who has a stiff and tight hip? Do you have problems with stiff hips in the morning, getting up out of bed, or are you stiff when you go for a walk? Or maybe sometimes you feel like you're not quite getting the right stride when you're out walking or out running. This is sometimes due to a tight hip. And today I'm going to teach you 3 simple stretches that you can do that will help stretch this hip. I'm Gavin Noble from Gavin Noble Physiotherapy, and you're watching the 10X Physio channel. This is the channel where we give you all the best tips and tricks to help lead a healthier life. And today, it's the turn of the hip and the 3 most simple exercises that you can use to stretch the hip. So this first hip stretch is going to be a knee hug. So I'm going to just bring my knee up here. I'm going to grab hold with both hands here, and we're going to hug this knee up towards the chest as far as, again, feels comfortable for you. We're aiming to keep this other leg just down flat on the floor. Pulling that leg up, and we're going to hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then just release and relax. We can swap over to the other leg, so exactly the same thing. We hug that knee up tight to the chest, keeping the other leg down flat. Then we swap back over, and we're aiming to do that 3 to 5 times on each side. And we can do that twice a day, so again, morning and evening. And that again just really helps to get a nice stretch down in through the back of the hip here. Okay, so we're now coming into a different glute stretch. So this is our start position, so we're obviously just lying on the ground. I'm going to cross my right foot over onto my left knee, like so. Now to keep this nice and simple, just to start off with, we can just use the hand here, just to gently push that knee down. Okay. It gets a nice little bit of a stretch, but if you feel you're able to progress the stretch just a little bit more, I'm going to reach my hands through my legs here, and we're going to grab hold of the opposite knee, like so. And then we just really start to pull this knee up towards the chest, and that starts to get a bit more of a stretch into the glutes on the opposite side. Okay, so we're going to hold that for about 10 to 15 seconds. Then we swap over. So again, we start off first. Foot comes over onto the opposite knee. That's as far as you can go. Just try and add a little bit of pressure just to the outside, or the inside of the knee, to push away and down to increase the stretch. If you're comfortable with that, then we reach through, grab hold of the knee, pull that knee up towards you, and that again just really starts to increase that stretch a little bit. Again, hold for 10 to 15 seconds, then release and relax. Okay, so again, we want to do 3 to 5 on each side, hold for 10 to 15 seconds, and you can do that twice a day. So this stretch is now to help stretch the front of our hip here. What I want to make sure that I'm doing is my tailbone's at the back here. I'm just going to tuck that tailbone underneath, so there is a distinct movement. So it's almost like we squeeze our buttocks together and tuck the tailbone underneath there. And then I'm going to just slide my hips forward, which helps to stretch in at the front of the hip. Now I don't want to feel anything in my lower back here. I'm just feeling that stretch just at the front of the hip and the thigh. Again, we're going to hold that for 10 to 15 seconds. Once we've done that, we're going to we swap over to the other side, and we want to do 3 to 5 on each side. Now again, you also see that I have a cushion just in under my knee. That just helps to provide a little bit of comfort for the knee. So again, remember with this exercise, it's a 10 to 15 second hold, 3 to 5 on each side, and you can do that twice a day. So there you have it. There are our top 3 simple stretching exercises for the hip that are going to help improve that range of movement in the hip. Remember, please feel free, if you like what you've seen, please comment, ask any questions. We do reply to them all. Like the video, share it with your friends or family, any loved ones who you know have tight hips, because again, they'll benefit from it too. We also love it if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, if you could subscribe to the channel. And again, there's also other videos out there we have on the site that we use to help for those hips. So I'm Gavin Noble from Gavin Noble Physiotherapy. You've been watching the 10X Physio channel, and we'll see you in the next video.